Good morning, students. In the previous class, we were solving the examples of exercise number 4.4. In that, we have completed two of the examples. The third one now. Question number 3 now. Explain how a square is a quadrilateral. Explain. We have to explain how a square is a quadrilateral. So you need to understand the question first. Explain how a square is a quadrilateral. You need to remember the properties of a square and the properties of a quadrilateral. If the both of them are coinciding, if both of them are the same, both the properties are same, then you can say a square is a quadrilateral. So what is a square? First of all, you need to understand what is a square. Square is a quadrilateral. First of all, square is a quadrilateral. Whenever we define any quadrilateral, it may be square, it may be rhombus, it may be parallelogram, it may be kite, it may be trapezium. Whenever we define anything, first the word will be it is a quadrilateral. It is a quadrilateral. It means a square is a quadrilateral. Finally, it is because we have to write because square satisfies all the properties of a quadrilateral. Yes, you have to say yes, because square satisfies all the properties of a quadrilateral. Therefore, a square is a quadrilateral. That's it. A square is a quadrilateral. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral. A trapezium is a quadrilateral. A kite is a quadrilateral. A rhombus is a quadrilateral. You can name any quadrilateral. All the figures satisfies the properties of a quadrilateral, because initially it is a quadrilateral. What are the properties of quadrilateral? It should have four sides. It should have four vertices. It should have four angles. It should have two diagonals. Some of the four interior angles should be 360 degrees. So if all these 6 properties it satisfies, it means it is a quadrilateral. And every quadrilateral, it may be square, it may be rhombus, it may be parallelogram, it may be kite, it may whatever it may be. All of these geometrical figures satisfies the properties of a quadrilateral, because basically they are all quadrilaterals. They are all quadrilaterals. The first thing finished. Now the second question now in that, a parallelogram. Explain how a square is. Explain how a square is a parallelogram. Now, okay, a square is a parallelogram. You have to prove, explain how a square is a parallelogram. So you now you know the form the properties of a square. And what are the properties of a parallelogram? A square is a parallelogram. I told you when explaining about parallelogram or when explaining about a square can be a rectangle. A rectangle can be a square, but a square can be a rectangle, but in every time it cannot be a parallelogram. Sometimes. Okay, now let us see. Let us find the properties of a square. What are the properties of a square? All the sides equal. All the sides equal. Here, sometimes, all the sides of a parallelogram are also. It's okay now. Sometimes a parallelogram, the sides of the parallelogram may be equal. Okay, opposite sides equal. Maybe sometime. Okay, opposite angles equal. Okay, this also happens. Happens, but vice versa cannot be. Now the diagonals are equal. Maybe sum of 360. Sum of all the 360. Here also 360. So it means a square can be a parallelogram. A square can be a parallelogram. And the diagonals, even you can write diagonals bisect each other. Here also diagonals bisect each other. Means by looking at the various properties, explain how. Means you have to say a square satisfies all the properties of a parallelogram. If you want to explain it, then you have to write. So this is the property. You have to explain each property. Therefore, a square can be a parallelogram. Third one, what? A rhombus and a rectangle. I am giving you the homework for these two. You have to write why a square is a rhombus. You must know both the properties of rhombus and a square. A square is having all the sides equal. In the same way, the rhombus is also having all the sides equal. And the diagonals bisect each other. In the same way, the square is the diagonals of a square also bisect each other. And in a rhombus, the diagonals bisect at 90 degrees. In the same way, in the square also, diagonals bisect each other at 90 degrees. So you can say a square is also a rhombus. A square is also a rhombus. In the same way, a rectangle. Why a square? Explain how a square is a rectangle. Same thing it is. All the properties of a square can be the properties of a rectangle, but vice versa sometimes it doesn't happen. But a square can be a rectangle, square can be a parallelogram, square can be a rhombus. Okay, so you can write the fourth one also. So now we'll move to the next question, that is fourth question. These are all reasonings, you have to write it. Question number 4. Okay. What is the question number 4 now? Name the quadrilaterals whose diagonals bisect each other. Name the quadrilaterals whose diagonals bisect each other. Now, you have seen all the quadrilaterals. Now you have to tell us, name the quadrilaterals whose diagonals bisect each other. You know the first figure, that is a square. In a square, diagonals bisect each other. The first one is a square. First one is a square. Next one is a rectangle. In rectangle also, diagonals a rectangle bisect each other. The third one, that is parallelogram. In parallelogram also, diagonals bisect each other. The fourth one, what is this? Rhombus. In rhombus also, diagonals bisect each. You can look into the properties of these quadrilaterals. All these four figures, all these four quadrilaterals have their diagonals bisect each other. So you have to write a square, a rectangle, parallelogram, and rhombus. Name the quadrilaterals whose diagonals bisect each other. So the quadrilaterals whose diagonals bisect each other are a square, a rectangle, a parallelogram, and a rhombus. You have to write like this. Okay. Now, what is the second question now? Name the quadrilaterals whose diagonals are perpendicular bisectors of each other. Perpendicular bisector. It means bisect at 90 degrees. Bisect at perpendicular means 90 degrees. Here they make 90 degree here. They make here 90 degree. So this is called perpendicular bisectors. So what are those? First one, a square. You can see here. Now rectangle. Is it possible here? Is it possible? A parallelogram. Is it possible? A rhombus. Is it possible? You need to just check it. You need to just check it. Which are the correct answers? Okay. So now a square is the correct answer, and rhombus. Rhombus. Only two. They don't have the diagonals bisect at 90 degrees. Perpendicular bisector means 90 degrees. Whenever the diagonals bisect, if they make 90 degree here, and that is called perpendicular bisect at perpendicular bisected, or sometimes you can call 90 bisected at 90 degrees. Bisected at 90 degrees. The third question, are equal. Are equal. What are equal? The diagonals are equal. The diagonals are equal. The third one is, now here you can, looking at this, we can say a square. Square is the correct answer, first one. And in a rectangle also, the diagonals are equal. In rectangle also, diagonals are equal. And square, and sometimes They are also not correct and they are also not correct. They are not equal. The diagonals are, here the diagonals are equal. Here the diagonals bisect each other at 90 degrees. Here the diagonals bisect each other. Diagonals bisect each other. Diagonals bisect each other. So here bisect at 90 degrees. The third ones are equal. Okay, the next question, that is fifth question. So all these question can be easily done if you know the properties. If you know the properties. What is the fifth question? Explain why a rectangle is a convex quadrilateral. Why a rectangle is a convex quadrilateral. Now, first of all, you need to remember what is convex and concave. Now, for example, now, where are the diagonals? The diagonals are inside, okay? If the figure is like this, where are the diagonals? Diagonals are inside. Where are the diagonals? Diagonals are inside. Now, if the figure is like this, now tell me, this is a diagonal, accepted, okay? And this is also one of the diagonal. Now, where is this diagonal? This is outside the figure. Outside the figure, exterior of the figure. If the diagonals are outside the figure, then such figures are known as convex quadrilateral. Explain why a rectangle is a convex quadrilateral. Okay, now in a rectangle, both of its diagonals lie in its interior. Now here they are interior, therefore it is a convex. If the outside things are there, then that can be called as concave. Then that thing is called can be called as concave. If the diagonals are inside the figure, then that can be called as convex quadrilaterals. Okay. So the answer will be why. Explain why a rectangle is a convex quadrilateral. Because we have to say in a rectangle, in a rectangle, the diagonals lie inside the figure. Therefore, rectangle is a convex quadrilateral. Therefore, rectangle is a convex quadrilateral. Now, the last question, that is sixth one. Now, if ABC is a right angle triangle, now ABC is a right angle triangle. Right angle means 90 degrees. ABC is a right angle triangle. O is the midpoint here. O is the midpoint. Okay. Opposite side. Okay. Explain why O is equidistant from ABC. So you have to explain why O is equidistant from A, B, and C. For that, what you have then explain? Okay. The dotted lines are additionally help you. Okay. Now, by looking at this figure, you can see this is a rectangle. This is a rectangle. In a rectangle ABCD, in a rectangle ABCD, diagonals diagonals, that is AC and BD, bisect each other. Bisect each other. Bisect each other. Bisect means this is equal to this and this is equal to this. What it shows means first of all, in a rectangle, the two diagonals are equal. First of all, the diagonals are equal, and AC equal to BD. AC equal to BD. Therefore, bisect means therefore O is the midpoint. Therefore, A, B, and C are equidistant from O. Equidistant from O. Here, what is important? The important thing is you need to remember the properties of a rectangle. In all, what you need? Properties. You need to remember properties of a trapezium, a square, a rectangle, a kite, a parallelogram. So these are very rhombus. So if you know all the properties, the basic property of all these, and you can easily solve the examples based on those figures. Okay, so this concludes understanding of quadrilaterals, and from next class onwards we shall take the next topic, that is exponents. Okay, goodbye, thank you, bye.